Welcome to the mystery of life.
Mystery of the large tree stumps. Are these remnants of an old world? How is it possible that these trees could be this tall? If, if these are real mountain sized tree stumps, they must be like thousands of feet tall, if not miles. That is impossible. Except that in Buddhist cosmology, they describe worlds that have trees that are 800 miles tall. The mystery is too deep on this one. What is this earth we're living on? Into this a little bit. People are saying that this is petrified wood, but petrified wood needs to be buried underneath the ground for millions of years. Under immense pressure, the organic materials get replaced by minerals, so they become rock or mountain like structures. This means that these trees had to be covered by the earth. But that's impossible because they're so tall, right? Unless there was like a massive flood that raised the sediment level to cover these trees. And I try to correlate this to the flood in Noah's Ark, but that flood only lasted 150 days. But the pressure needed to make petrified wood are millions of years. So that couldn't be it. Yet I go back to the ancient tales in Buddhism about how our world was created, and it described the various levels of worlds and the different life forms that live in them. And it mentions trees that are hundreds of miles tall. I just I I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't take it. I need to investigate this more. I feel so dumb for maybe falling for this if this is just all big joke. But the pictures, they look so convincing that these are big rock formations. They're like remnants of old giant trees that did exist once on Earth. If there were nothing else of this mentioned like ever in the world, and these are just pictures that could have just been photoshopped, that could have just been made up, whatever, and there was no other mentions of these large tree slash mountain like structures, then I would think this is all just a big joke, right? But there is literature on this. There is tales of this from ancient culture. That's baffling. So if there were nothing else of this mentioned, I would throw this aside and consider it nonsense. Just rubbish, right? Fun and interesting, yes, at the most, but nonsense nonetheless, right? However, why does Buddhist cosmology talk about this? Why do they mention these giant trees? I, I just can't. It's too good. The mystery is too good. It's just too juicy to let go. I just wanted you guys to be aware of this. When describing one of the continents of the ancient world in the cosmology, and this continent takes its name from the trees that grow in it, that grow in the middle of that continent. Every continent has one of these giant trees. Okay, they speak of 100 yojanas. I think that's how to pronounce it. Yojana is about 12 to 15 kilometers distance wise. And that's roughly 7.5 something, but we're going to keep it simple 8 miles. One yojana is 8 miles. So this is what they're describing as a jumbo tree. Its trunk is 15 yojanas in girth. So that's 15 times 8. That's 120 miles, the distance of a trunk. Its branches that reach out 50 yojanas in length. So that's 400 miles. Its shade of the tree to provide shade, the distance that it provides in shade is 800 miles. And that's the same as its height, 100 yojanas, which is 800 miles. Okay, so please, scientists, cosmologists, geologists, historians, please debunk this. Is this even possible? We know that animals are much larger in ancient times for whatever reason. Some would say it's because of the oxygen level. So trees could be larger as well. But even if that's true, can a tree really get that big? We're talking hundreds of miles. So the world's tallest living tree right now is 380 feet tall. It's a redwood named Hyperion. So it's not even close. So please look into this more if you want, but I would definitely read more about it. What again? I have done zero research on why these mountain plateaus look like giant tree stumps that have been cut off, except for just googling what is petrified wood because I've heard of that term before. So there could very well be an explanation. I hope there is. There's so much mystery to this world. I hope you're on this journey with me and we'll keep exploring. Let me know if you want me to keep going with this giant tree thing, but it's a mystery to me.